Today on MTG Unpacked, we're cracking open a Magic the Gathering Modern Event deck. So this thing came out about 5 years ago, 2014. It's actually a 60 card deck with 15 cards sideboard. Let's take a closer look here. Your power is here, your time is now. Okay, so get started with the Deep Strategy Modern format and style. Okay, so you get your 60 card deck, sideboard strategy guide, spin down life counter, 80 exclusive card sleeves, 5 double-sided tokens, and a deck box. Okay, so the deck is March of the Multitudes, and it looks like, yeah, okay, a token deck. So let's take a closer look at this. And actually, I've been meaning to check this out for a while now, but then with Modern Horizons coming up, I thought now was the perfect time to take a look at this. I think they should do more of these in future. Pretty cool product, I reckon. Well, we'll see when I open it up. If I can ever get it open. There we are. Oh, that's pretty tightly packed. Okay, so black and white deck. Oh, that's cool. Alright, I like the colouring on the deck box here. So here we have some sleeves. Sort of shiny. I don't know if they're very good though. They sort of look like those cheap ones that are bad to shuffle and fall apart. Nice spin down. And what else we got here? Some little compartments for your sideboard and main deck. And your sleeves, I guess you can chuck them back in here. Leave a note in the comments if you know how those sleeves perform. Alright, what do we got here? So, March of the Multitudes. Playing the deck, so you can get a closer look at that, freeze frame it, get all the gory details. And, oh okay, so we've got a sideboard. And here are the cards, the deck list. Okay, so 5 creatures, 31 spells, and there's our Elspeth. You might have noticed Elspeth there. Land, sideboard, alright. And then talking about tournaments and events, and F&M. And the modern format, if you're wondering about the modern format, non-rotating format, and quite popular, but also tends to be quite expensive. I think this was supposed to be like a lower cost way of getting into the modern format. So this, I think it was, I'm going to say it was probably like 50 bucks or something when it came out. It might have been more, but I paid 108 on eBay recently, which seems to be about the going rate. Couldn't get it much cheaper. But let's take a look at the deck here. We'll take a look at the lands first, just to see what sort of mana base we have. Oh, tons of different lands. Alright, so let's get cracking here. We have Caves of Koilos, so you can add 1 colourless mana to your mana pool, or add white or black, and it deals 1 damage to you. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Okay, City of Brass. Whenever it becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to you. You can tap it for add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. Okay, so they just gave us 2 of those. Isolated Chapel, enters battlefield tapped unless you control a plains or a swamp. Tap it for plains or swamp. So we get 4 of those. Vault of the Archangel. Tap, add 1 to mana pool, pay 2, white and black, tap, creatures you control gain Death Touch and Lifelink until end of turn. That seems like it would be a pretty powerful effect. Ooh, this is interesting, never seen this. Wind Brisk Heights has Hideaway, so it enters battlefield tapped. When it does, look at the top 4 cards of your library, exile 1 face down, then put the rest on the bottom of your library. So you can tap it for white, pay white, tap. You may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost if you attacked with 3 or more creatures this turn, which, given that this is supposedly a token deck, shouldn't be too difficult. So we have 4 of those. Okay, complete playset. And then the boring bit, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. 2, 3, 4 swamps. Okay, so a lot of non-basic lands here. Let's dig into the main deck. And actually, one other curious fact when I was checking out this deck, I think it's if you broke the deck down and sold the cards individually, you could probably double your money. Not sure how that'd work out in practice, but apparently it's worth about $200 with the cards here. And I paid $100, so seems like a good deal still. Alright, we start off with Soul Warden. So life gain when the creatures enter. Tide Hollow Sculler, artifact creature zombie. So revealing cards there from your opponent's hand. Exiling 3 of those. Oh, of course, here we are. Path to Exile, that's a good one. Exile target creature its controller may search his or her library for a basic land card. Put that card onto battlefield tap, then shuffle his or her library. So we're probably going to get a... No, we didn't get a playset, we just got 3. Okay. Here's another good one. Inquisition of Kozilek. Target player reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it with command mana cost 3 or less. That player discards that card. Sorcery for 1, so you get 2 of those. Shrine of Loyal Legions. So putting charge counters on here. And yeah, putting on mere artifact creature tokens seems good. What is that new Phyrexian symbol there? 2 of those. Honor of the Pure. This appears to be a rare enchantment for 2. White creatures you control get +1/+1. So let's see here. 3 of those. Intangible Virtue. So pumping up your tokens, giving them vigilance as well. So we should get a few more token generators here shortly. We've got 4 of those. Here we go. Raise the Alarm. Instant for 2. Put 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens onto the battlefield. Like the old school artwork there. 4 of those. Zealous Persecution. So giving your creatures +1/+1 and giving your opponent's creatures -1/-1. So if you're playing against another token deck, you would probably take out a lot of their tokens. 3 of those. And a mythic. Yes, this is a big hitter. Sword of Feast and Famine. Artifact equipment for 3. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from black and from green. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card and you untap all lands you control, equip it for 2. And I think this is where a lot of the value is coming from. This card is pretty crazy right now. Lingering Souls. Okay, so you get some spirit creatures or can cast from the graveyard. So 3, 4 of those. Okay. Spectral Procession. Sorcery 4. Oh, that's different. They've got, so what is that? Either 3 white or 6 colorless. Okay, so you get to put some spirit creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. That's the first I've seen that sort of weird split like that. Okay, so let's see. 2, 3, and 4. And finally, here's where more of the value is. Elspeth Knight-Errant. Planeswalker Elspeth, 4 loyalty for 4 mana. Her +1 is put a 1/1 white soldier creature token onto the battlefield. +1. Target creature gets +3/+3 and gains flying until end of turn. And -8. You get an emblem with artifacts, creatures, enchantments, and lands you control have indestructible. That seems fantastic. Very cool card there. Okay, so that is the main deck. Generating lots of tokens, stealing cards, exiling cards from your opponent's deck, and giving them counters. So subtracting counters from them, subtracting power and toughness, I should say, and pumping up your creatures. Okay, what do we got here in the sideboard? Of course, we have a Relic of Progenitus. Artifact for 1, tap, target player exiles a card from his or her graveyard. Pay 1, exile this, exile all cards from all graveyards, draw a card. So if you come up against some graveyard strategy, lots of zombies coming back, you can take care of that with this one. So we get 3 of those. Okay, there must be a lot of those sorts of decks floating around, at least back in 2014. We get a Burrington Forge Tender, Kithkin Wizard, protection from red. Sack it, prevent all damage. A red source of your choice will deal this turn 1/1 for 1. So if you're going up against red, mono red there, probably 2 of those. Duress, so picking cards out of your opponent's hand, in case you need a little bit extra of that. And a rare Kataki War's Wage, legendary creature spirit, 2/1 for 2. All artifacts have at the beginning of your upkeep sacrifice this artifact unless you pay 1. So again, if you're going up against an artifact thing, you would want to use that. Dismember! Instant for 3, and we've got the Phyrexian mana there. You can pay that with either a single black or 2 life. Target creature gets -5/-5 until end of turn. So I would say this is if you're coming up against a big stompy deck, lots of big green creatures. So 2 of those. Ghost Quarter, that's a land, add 1 to your mana pool. Tap, sack it, destroy target land. Its controller may search his or her library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle his or her library. So getting rid of non-basics, I would bet. So that could cause some damage. We get a emblem, Elspeth Knight-Errant. Artifact creatures, enchantments, and lands you control have indestructible. So we saw that -8 there. And on the back we get a 1/1 soldier. Okay, we get a spirit with flying. And it's also a soldier. Spirit soldier. Okay, so a bunch of those. Oh, what's this guy? Artifact creature mirror. Okay, so we had 1 there, we were generating mirrors, and yeah, another mirror. Okay, so this actually looks pretty nice. I would not think it's a tier 1 deck, especially since 5 years have passed. The meta game has shifted significantly, so things are all over the place now. So this would probably be a decent start, probably the cheapest entry point for Modern at this point. You can't get much cheaper than this. There's a deck that I have, 8-whack Goblin deck, that's actually comes to around $100 or $200 depending on what cards you put into it. So that's another good option. But yeah, definitely tier 2, tier 3 or below. A little bit competitive, but with the current Modern meta, I would say it wouldn't do that great. Leave a note in the comments. Did you pick this up back in the day? What do you think? And do you think WotC should do more of these in future? I think this would be a fantastic boost to the Modern format. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for more Magic the Gathering unboxings, and be sure to tap the notification bell to be notified as soon as new videos are released. Thanks for watching and have a great day.